UFC Fight Night Las Vegas, the Ultimate Fighter finale, is on Saturday, apparently. For me it is, because it's in 3 AM. So for everyone else, I'm pretty sure it's Friday. Now, Rafael dos Anjos versus Kamaru Usman is very interesting, guys. Very interesting, and hear me out why. Hear me out why. This decides everything that's next for the welterweight division. You haven't got a lot of guys going up into welterweight division. This and Ben Askren's debut means a lot to the welterweight division. Now, Rafael dos Anjos coming off a loss to Colby Covington. Kind of dominant. I think RDA won a round, I'm pretty sure. I think he won one of the rounds. But Colby Covington just smothered him the whole time. And you could tell that the shit talking, the moment had kind of got to RDA, and he was just... I mean, you could see it in there. Colby was staring him down after every round, and RDA was just showing broken, like, body language, like just not even looking Colby in the eye, looking away from him, stuff like that. Kamaru Usman coming off a win over Damian Maia. I think that doesn't mean that much anymore. I think a win over Damian Maia didn't mean a lot when Colby did it after what Tyron did to him, because Tyron Woodley figured him out. Damian Maia looks like an old man. Then Colby beat him, it was less impressive, and now Usman beat him, it was less impressive. If out of all of them, Colby Covington beat Damian Maia the most convincingly. Now, then it was Woodley, then it was Usman. So, I also don't understand how Usman's ranked number 5, because this is literally his first ranked opponent that he's beat. I mean, fair enough, he came off the Ultimate Fighter, and he's won a lot of fights. And he beat Leon Edwards, who's now in the top 15. I think he's ranked number 12 or 11 or some shit. That doesn't really mean much to me. I see Kamaru Usman's rank not at 5, maybe at 7 or 8. A bit further down. I don't give him that number 5 spot yet. I understand that he's been beating everyone, but I just don't think that they're the right caliber of opponents, if I'm honest with you. I think once you're in the top 15, in order to climb the top 15 as quickly as Kamaru Usman has, you need to beat top 5, top 10 guys. Now, he did beat Damian Maia, but I don't think it means that much. Also, I have Rafael dos Anjos winning this fight. I think he can stop the takedown, and I think I've watched Kamaru Usman fight. His stand-up is just not up to par. I mean, he can knock some guys out. He's knocked guys out. He's got knockout power. But in terms of the stand-up that RDA has, and Stephen Thompson has, and Robbie Lawler has, Tyron Woodley has, Darren Till has, these guys at the top of the division, Kamaru Usman does not have that kind of stand-up. He just doesn't have the right striking. Now, he's good, he can knock people out, but I just don't rate his striking that much. Damian Maia was outstriking him almost in that fight, and that's worrying. I mean, Colby Covington's striking is enough to get him by, enough to stay on you and press the attack, and he doesn't throw everything with 100%. He's kind of like a Nick Diaz-y kind of approach, but with less... Obviously, Nick Diaz didn't use as much wrestling as Colby does. But Kamaru Usman's striking is just a bit... It's a bit meh. And RDA knows that if he beats Usman, he gets himself right up in there to have another run at the title. This is his last chance. I think if RDA loses this fight, we start maybe considering retirement for RDA. He's done it. He's been there. He's been champ. If he loses this fight, I think it might be the start of the end. But I think he knows that, and he's going to come very hard and fast. He's going to come so hard and just beat Kamaru Usman. And I think he gets it done by decision. I think it's quite boring. I think there's a lot of pressing up against the cage. But I think the RDA's takedown defense is going to be there. Even though it wasn't there against Colby, I think Usman has a bit more power wrestling, like the traditional stuff. Colby just kind of hangs on you and lets you fall down. Like, he hangs on you, your legs get tired, he starts yanking at your foot. Like, Colby doesn't do much trips, blast doubles against, you know what I mean, like single leg takedowns. He just sort of pushes you up against the cage and then just drains you, hangs on you, and eventually you just wither down, and then he just mounts you, like, gets on your back, just puts his weight on you as much as he can. Now, in the this is a very rough card, honestly, guys. I'm pretty sure Benavidez versus Ray Borg was supposed to be on there, which would have been interesting, but not that interesting. Anyway, we've got Munoz versus Caraway, Brian Caraway. That's alright, I guess. I have Munoz winning. Munoz just beat Brett Johns, who I thought quite highly of, because I thought Brett Johns had a good style, and he was a talented prospect. And I think that Munoz is going to beat Brian Caraway because since Misha left him, he's a crushed man. I'm joking. I don't know anything about that. But Brian Caraway is just looking rough. He's coming off a loss. He never fights that often anyway. I just don't think he's 100% there anymore, because if you look recently, I think he's fought once a year. And he lost his last fight, which was in March. So, it's looking pretty rough for him. I think that Munoz gets the job done now. Darren Stewart versus Shabazian, a newcomer to the UFC, who's apparently American with a surname like that. So how you... Shabazian. And I think Dan Stewart's going to get it done. Dan Stewart came into the UFC, he got a win, and he lost 3 in a row, and it was rough. But recently, he's just been able to... I think he's just evolved. I think he came in as a striker, but now I think he's evolved. He's learned to stop the takedown, and I don't think this Shabazian guy is going to be taking him down. I don't know much about him, but he's a bit of a lanky guy, skinny. He's going to want to use that range, and it's better when you're a wrestler to be nice low centre of gravity, get under the tall guy's hands, get underneath the striker's punches. But I think this is going to be a striking fight, and I think Dan Stewart gets it done and represents London well in the second round KO TKO. His last 2 fights have both were in second round KO TKO. So I expect that again, and we'll see where it goes from there. Who else is on the card? Absolutely fucking no one. Benavidez, fighting some guy I've never heard of. Perez. I don't give a shit. So, RDA beating Kamaru Usman, boring decision. Munoz beating Caraway, second round TKO. Darren Stewart beating Shabazian via second round TKO KO. Now, I'm going to be live streaming this event, so stay fucking tuned for it, boys. I'm about to do a thumbnail pose. That was good. That was raw emotion there, boys. Anyway, I'll see you later. Thanks for tuning in. Video's coming back up. As you can tell, I'm feeling a lot better now. I had a rough stint. I was ill as fuck. My nose is still pretty fucked up, but I'm feeling better, boys. I'm on a road to recovery. Like and subscribe. Thanks.